What's up, guys? As you can see, I'm finally back in my room, so now I can finally talk normally again. So I really wanted to wait and kind of make a little reaction video, first thought video to what they got to say. I haven't seen anything, so let's just go ahead and dive into this, see what is going on. Let's see, Heroes of Arcadia. Can't believe it's already been a month. Our teams have been working hard, combating bots, preparing new content, more behind the scenes. Speaking of adventure, or at least of international travel this week, we're joined by Smilegate in our Seattle office for a fun, productive uniting of forces while we take a look at content, roadmap, improve operations and tools. Okay, so here's one thing that I'm curious about. This week, we're joined by Smilegate RPG in our Seattle office for a fun and productive uniting of forces while we take a look at the content roadmap, improve operations and tools, and continue to collab on all things to the Western release. Okay, so will I get my back attack and head attack? That's one thing. Will we get the UI changes so that we can see like Unitask, Guardian Rays, Chaos Dungeons, things like that? Are we, will we potentially get that? Roadmap wise, characters, when is Vaulting going to come out? Because we already knew Argos was going to be a month after release, and then 2 months was supposed to be Vaulting, and then roughly every 2 to 3 months it was supposed to be a new class. What's going on with this? These are some things that I'm curious about. We thought it'd be a perfect time to also partner on authoring an update, okay, to share our approach for the releasing new content in the shores, surprises. Let's try port right into it. Okay. Let's see, progression, Argos content, road skin, okay, blah blah blah. Launching Lost Ark in the West has been a wonderful, humbling, great learning experience for us at Amazon Games, Smile RPG. Our journeys are filled with late nights, creative problem solving, hopping into Western servers to play together, and now looking ahead at things to come as we can continue to learn from our players' feedback, dive into data. Our goal is to remain transparent, sometimes brutally so, with our players. To set the stage, we'd like to reiterate some thoughts on progression we shared earlier this month. In other regions, players had to stay in Tier 1 and Tier 2 for considerable duration. Okay, as Tier 3 had not yet been released, in the Western release, Lost Ark launched with 1, 2, and 3. The intention that 1 and 2 will be used as a road for players to understand many systems of Lost Ark, encouraging players to explore the vast world of Arcadia and learn how intricate mechanics within battles play out. Okay, here's one thing that I gotta say about that. I didn't even learn through the game going into Russia, where I just jumped straight into Tier 3. It didn't tell me, use whirlwind bombs, use blah blah blah, use these, flare, this, that, and the third. You gotta break the tail on Necrosena, you gotta do this and that. I didn't learn any of that from the game teaching me. I had two really great guys, shout out to Tay and Waku, for teaching me so much of this stuff. So to kind of say, like, we want them to take their time and learn this stuff, it's kind of difficult to do so if you don't have somebody teaching you. So I think that's a really tough spot to be in, especially when they say that Tier 3, and even I say this, Tier 3, the Guardian raids become a lot better. There, you got more time to counter. It's not as toxic or, as difficult of a fight compared to Tier 1 and 2, so it's easier to learn on Tier 1, in Tier 3 compared to 1 and 2. First two tiers are designed as mid-game prologue for the wealth of end-game Tier 3 content a Smilegate has developed. Yes, okay. I will say Tier 3, dude, now that you get to Tier 3, you can do sailing, islands, you don't have to worry about, oh, this island says 960 level, I shouldn't go there before that, otherwise I'm going to get clapped, blah, blah, blah. Different types of events, ghost ships being, 960, and, like, what is it, 1370 or something, like, just crazy high stuff. So this, I kind of agree with that. As Gold River recommended, you are progressing at your own speed. He really did say this. He didn't say you're trash if you play at your own speed. He literally said, play at your own pace. And enjoy horizontal content such as exploration, collectibles, quests, and more alongside your vertical item level progression. I will say this. In Russia, it was straight business. Ask Tay. Ask Waku. Log in, do our dailies, get to looking for a group, and raid. And that's all we did. Now, coming over here, where I know I'm staying here. All my progression is gonna stay. My cocoa seeds, I'm getting them. Sailing, you know I'm doing that. I got all the boats free to play. What's up, baby? You know, you looking at things like island souls and just different island adventure islands that are popping up. All these things, you know, I log in and say, okay, I want to do this today, and then instead of going like starting here and going here, it's like starting here and then like going like this, and then it's like, oh man, I didn't get to where I wanted to do. Oh well, I had so much fun today. So this right here, I 100% agree with. Let's continue. A lot of players are currently progressing through Tier 1 and Tier 2. Some of you are already Tier 3, ready to vanquish endgame challenges. Yes. Our goal, not me, but there are people. Our goal has always been for players to progress at whatever pace they see fit. The Western version of Lost Ark launched with the content at and above item level 1370, such as Yoho and Velganus. I think that's Belganus from the end of the Agrexian tier. World bosses, ghost ships, chaos dungeons, abyss dungeons, hard modes, and Punica, partially due to player feedback we got from our closed alpha and beta test. Which, I'm curious, like, player feedback we received from this, how many of those dudes are actually at 1355, 1360, 1370 and onwards? How many of those dudes even still play? That's my question. Because there's a loud minority that talks, but then a lot of the silent majority are people who are just chilling. So, you know, we'll continue. With that important context, let's talk about Argos. We've seen player concerns that releasing Argos before a significant portion of the player base had progressed through Tier 3 made Lost Ark feel pay to win. Okay. This is interesting wording because I just want to break down what I just read. Players' concerns that releasing Argos before a significant portion of the player base. Okay, so we kind of did it early. Okay, had progressed through Tier 3. Okay, progressing through Tier 3, in my opinion, is finishing Punica's story, getting to like 1325, 1340 in that area. Okay, and then it says made Lost Ark feel pay to win. It felt pay to win. But here's the thing, is that, and I was thinking about this one day before I went to sleep, is I've done Argos. And I said this on stream before. I've done Argos. It's a mid-fight. Compared to every Legion raid, Argos is just like, I gotta go out and do this again. Okay, let me go get some gold real quick, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but for those who have never played it, I can understand the thrill and the rush and kind of the nervousness, because that's what I felt when I was first doing it. I was like, oh man, am I going to know the mechanics? There's so much stuff to do, blah, blah, blah. And then I go in and I'm like, oh, okay, this was much more difficult compared to these other things. But when I stepped into my first Legion raid, honey, child, let me tell you something. Yeah, nah, that shit made this look like literally nothing. So yeah, because this is like our current, like, highest tier thing we can do, yeah, everybody wants to hit it. But take this back a second. This right here, progressing at your own speed, getting your runes, getting your engravings, getting, you know, island souls and this, that, and the third is way better. You know, skill points, hello, is way better. And compared to, I need to rush 1370. I don't even have really good engravings. My gems are dog. I probably haven't even re-rolled my gems. I got shit stats. I'm running domination, endurance, and expertise because that's just what rolled, but it has decently good engravings. You got shit like that rolling up into Argos, and then you turn around and you say, oh man, Argos is difficult. I wonder fucking why. Okay, so let's continue. I get off on a little tangent. Okay. We never wanted players to feel rushed in their quest to hit 1370. We've considered having Argos available at launch, but viewed the Abyss raid as important stepping stone, helping bridge the gap to endgame activities that have yet to be released in Western version of Lost Ark. We're looking at Legion raids. Through that lens, we wanted to give Argos a spotlight and a special introduction into Arcadia, which I completely agree. That is cool that they did that. Argos, dope as hell. Like, when you haven't done Legion raids and all you have is Argos, and you haven't fought anything else, it is a cool fight. But, like, the level of coolness, for me, right, is you go, like, the first, like, Abyss dungeon was, like, down here. And then you have, like, Rohendel was, like, way up here. and then Yorn takes a step down, and then the Phaeton one, like in terms of coolness, it was okay. It was around Yorn, but in difficulty, it spikes above, way above, Rohindel. And I'm saying this before nerf. It spiked way above Rohindel, and now, you know, you have just maybe 2-3 mechanics. But now in Argos, you've got multiple mechanics. You know, you might have like 5-6 mechanics that you got to be paying attention of. So, you know, it can throw that amount of difficulty at you. But if this is where the very first Abyss raid was, down here, let's take Argos, who would be like around here, and bring him to down here, and then say Legion raids like come back up here. Like it's literally like night and day for me. As far as what Argos is compared to the Legion raids. So putting so much emphasis on Argos without having played Legion raids, I understand why. But if you understand the context and people told you the context, then you would be able to say, oh, Argos really is just whatever. I could have been, you know, finishing these Island Souls or my Adventures Tome or, you know, my Giant's Heart, XYZ. I could have been doing that instead of worrying about 1370. Let's continue. We made a mistake releasing the March game update too quickly after launch. Data analyzed alongside Smilegate from their previous launches projected a large portion of players would have reached the level required to challenge Argos. However, we overlooked certain variables such as players spending more time on horizontal content and the price of materials increasing due to bots and real money transaction. These factors contributed to a scarcity tier 3 hunting materials. Real money transactions plus whales. I mean, there are whales who did that shit legit. You know, hey, shout out to them. Thank you for funding my addiction because I don't want this shit to shut down. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Together, our teams at Amazon Games and Smilegate RPG are continuing to gather data on play patterns in the Western version to inform our future content roadmap. We appreciate the patience and support from the community while we continue to learn together and work on updating our roadmap, and apologize for the confusion our early excitement has generated. Dude, I promise you. Hey, everybody's excited about this motherfucking game, man. All it is, you know, hey, we just like to know a little something about, like, hey, I'm still sitting at 1340. Should I keep selling my mats? Do I need to hold on to them? Do I need to, you know, go ahead and start boosting? You know, there's a lot of questions, and, you know, nobody wants to take that next step forward without having a couple, just a few little grains of hint, little bit of little some. So that's one thing. Okay, let's keep going. After analyzing data and listening to player feedback across all our community channels, we believe that an update that helps adventurers progress with the content currently in game is more important than releasing. 100% agree. 100% agree. This ties in with some of you are already at a lot of players are still progressing. It ties in with something over here. Here it is. Before a significant portion of player bases progress through tier 3. Ain't even been through tier 3. I know people still in tier 1, tier 2. So this is good. We'll expand on this below in the hunting section. With that said, players should feel encouraged to progress at whatever pace most comfortable with, yeah. However, there's still a wealth of endgame content that needs to arrive in Arcadia. Endgame content will be introduced. Bridge, our weekly Equalized Guardian raids, things like this. Then there's also our weekly Abyss dungeons that are equalized. So yeah. Our goal is to provide fun content for players even if it's at a higher level, while never making players feel pressured that they need to pay to progress. But this is what FOMO is, man. People think that they're the next they think that the next Stoops, the next Asmund, the next Zeals, the next Saint Tone, the next whoever, the big baddest player in the game, you know, when you know, many times you may just be a big fish in a small pond, and once you start trying to broaden your horizons per se, you kind of figure out, hey, I'm kind of just above average, and it's okay. It's okay. Let's continue. Progressing at your own pace. Our goal is to provide fun content for players. Sailing, dude. Co-op sailing. Y'all got to get on that. Even if it's at a higher level, while never making players feel pressure they need to pay to progress. Flexibility has always been a driving force in the collaboration between our teams, as has ensuring the players are able to enjoy and play Lost Ark how they see fit. From adjustments to the monetization for the Western version, which were a shit ton, and if people still cry about that, it's actually ridiculous. I wonder what they would be saying if... I wonder how many people would even tried if it was like Russia. You know, I didn't spend a single dime on Russia. I didn't have anybody, you know, giving me mats that I, you know, didn't pay for immediately back. You know what I'm saying? Waku gave me 10K, let me tap. I had a catch-up event, and I paid him back that 10K immediately. It is what it is. I never got anything like that. But there were so many events to help me prog faster. So, you know, if you saw, like, hey, that crystalline aura gotta be real money. I just paid, like, you know, 3K for my dad to get the crystalline aura last night. Like, you know, what's up, man? 3K gold. I farmed it. Easy money, dude. Easy money. And you could get skins for free, bro. I might not even spend a dime over here. What's up? Anyway, from adjustments to monetization, like making sure that aside for some account level features, everything can be earned in game to listening to player feedback on content timing. We want to remain flexible. Amazon Games' Smilegate RPG will continue to monitor, but feel that Legion raids, the definitive Lost Ark raiding experience, which is a fact, should be released by after players have acquired enough materials to be confident and ready for the complicated challenges awaiting them. Don't worry, more content is still coming soon. Horizontal content like new classes, islands, and the continent of South Vern, cool, will release as planned. Well, what's the plan? I'm just curious what the plan is. Anyway, we'll share more comprehensive look into our content roadmap for April and May in the near future. Thought we were supposed to get a March roadmap, but okay. After our week of in-studio collaboration is concluded, and the plans have been finalized, so I'm guessing what we got now is what we're supposed to get for all of March. I hope that they add, like, if there's anything else for March coming, or maybe it's later in this post. Now that we've discussed our approach to progression and in-game content, let's move on to the cosmetic, skins, and advanced classes as we read the forums, watch streams and videos, check in on Discord, and hop in game. We've seen feedback that players would like skins and advanced classes to be released at an accelerated rate. Well, yeah, because everybody has seen it already, and it's been out for a long time. You know, it would be cool to have these classes, you know. These two categories of content are entwined, which is one of the reasons that speeding up too much is tricky. Existing skins in the Korean version were released before some classes, requiring art and development time to rig models, with skins for newer classes and the special weapons that accompany them. Hold on. What? Existing skins in the Korean version were released before some classes. So skins that they have now were released before the painter. Let's just use the painter as an example. Requiring art and development time to rig models with skins. So taking these skins for this class. For newer classes and special weapons that accompany them. Still, we are releasing skins at a faster rate than they were originally in Korea. I don't know. I don't know about that statement. I didn't play that. Continue to listen to player feedback about the tempo of their release. Similarly, classes that will be released faster. And our goal is to catch up. Hope so. That'd be sick. Imagine everybody fighting for world first of clearing something. Instead of just NA first or Korea first or Russia first. Imagine global first. That'd be pretty sick in my opinion. As we release new content into the game, we want to add new classes that complement that content. More classes will be available soon. We'll share specifics in the upcoming roadmap. Okay. Well, again, I hope that this, if there's more for March, if not, it's whatever. Another area of player concerns is around honing. We know that for every triumphant yell as a player succeeds at a low percentage hone, there are other players frustrated with their attempt, failing and leaving them without materials to try again. As players focus on their first character, we've seen that there are a lower number of alternate roster characters to help feed their main characters and the economy with high-level honing materials. Shortage of Tier 3 progression mats coupled with problems introduced by bots have been made honing materials too expensive and a burden for players. To combat this, we'll be supplying more progression materials for players to earn through fun in-game events, injecting more gold into the mid to end game, continuing our hard stance against bots. All right, cool. Fuck the bots. Give us more shit, and then let us tap more. This sentence right here does make people feel like, oh, I have to play an alt to get more stuff. While that is true, I think the way that people look at it is very interesting, because the way that, let's say for instance, a person who only wants to play one character may look at this is, oh, this one character should be able to get everything just as quickly, okay? Well, okay, it's true that one character can get a lot of stuff, but in this game, the alts help boost it, just like this thing says, right? But people look at the content, and let's just say that they see Argos, and they say, oh, okay, I can take my one character and clear Argos, and it'll be the same for every other character, which I would completely disagree. And I can 100% say that I've played as Sork and did the Phaeton Abyssal Dungeon, just as an example. Phaeton Abyssal Dungeon, which is a ranged class. I just did it last night as a Scrapper. I got demolished, alright, on my Scrapper. There were things that I'd never seen before, I never had to pay attention to. And there were things that I was like, oh, what is this attack that's about to happen? Whereas on my Sork, it was a completely different fight and it was way easier. So balancing, like, just seeing the game from a different class's perspective, having to play the fight differently and saying, dude, this guy's really just destroying me because he has all these back attacks and I need to be there. Or now I'm a caster or a ranged person, I can stand on the side and just plink him. Or I can hit him from the head and it doesn't matter because he's doing a bunch of back attacks. It changes the fight so differently that, in my opinion, these alt characters aren't an extra chore. To me, the alt characters are saying it's a different game to play. And that's why, like, alts to me, like, every class looks so fun. Some definitely more than others. And it makes me want to say, like, dude, I wonder what that fight would be like on this class. I wonder what this fight would be like on this class. And this is why they, in my opinion, if I were to take a guess, they say, you know, run alts. That's just me. Let's keep going. Bots, fuck them. Injection of honing materials. And next week's update will provide additional Grand Prix honing rewards and introduce a new casual event, Guardian Raid, to supply players with more honing materials and kick off the first season of PvP. Okay, cool. I wonder how we're going to... New casual event. A new casual event, Guardian Raid. I wonder what that means. Oh, event Guardian Raids. Enjoy Guardian Raids in a more casual way. Relax, play, and get hunting rewards. Similar to the Grand Prix, you can enter once a day per roster and earn specific coins. Okay, so it's a new event. This vendor can be found in the major cities. Scale of balance is applied to change the character's stats to match the Guardian's level and difficulty. Is adjusted according to the numbers of participants in the raid. Huh. Players will be able to challenge these dudes. This event will only last roughly for a month. Players with item level 250 or above will be able to participate. We'll reiterate the details of the event in the next week's update notes, but are excited to spoil the surprise as players look to earn more honing materials. That's really cool. That's really cool. I like that. We're adding tailoring books and metallurgy book. Oh, that's really huge. Increase their honing rates, and we're increasing the number of event coins to help get... Okay, so I mean, okay, I do have like 3 alts that I run Chaos Dungeons on, and I cleared the shop out like 3 days later, 4 days later. But this is really nice for people who want to play one character. Players waiting for PvP will release in next week's update. Cool. Variety of rewards, including access to weekly honing materials. Okay, so now we got to start PvPing. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. Conclusion complete with gifts. We know there's a lot to unpack above, and even with the context and information, you may have questions, concerns, and feedback. Our teams at Amazon and Smilegate are wanting to listen and open with you, communicate openly with you. We appreciate the enthusiasm, blah, blah, blah. Before we wrap up, if there's one thing the report system has taught us is that people... Lost Ark fans around the world are celebrating all the new players. Bro, I fucking hate Smilegate, man. Because every time they do some shit like this, bro, I always tear up. It just makes me so happy. Players in Korea received gifts to commemorate the Western launch of the game, and we wanted everyone to be included. I'm not finna cry. I'm just gonna tear up super hard, and I'm just gonna blink really fast. We're so grateful for all of you who have joined us on the start of this adventure. We're excited. Same. Enjoy a gift of full of fun cosmetics and useful materials. You'll receive this gift the week of March 21st after our weekly update and maintenance. The gift includes new animal skin selection chest, Makokon pet selection chest, Makoko board mount selection chest. Huh? Lost Ark United structure. Appearance change ticket 132. Menelix. I don't know what Menelix tome is. Unless it's a card. No, it's not a card pack. Legendary card pack selection ×2. Jukebox. That will be provided when the jukebox songs that will be provided when the jukebox content is released. I just saw a Saint Tone tweet about a jukebox for Korea. That's pretty cool. We're gonna get some songs. Can we look at this? That's so like scuffed, like quality. I'm sorry, but this looks so sick. I am so happy for this. This is awesome. If these are the pets, this is RGB, and then the rest of them just like stay the color that they are. This was the color that I had on Russia, as like a full Makoko suit for my sharpshooter. Whenever I was like doing sharpshooter videos for raids, that was the color that I was wearing. This one looks so sick with the Santa hat, but the RGB is sick too. I just hope it's like a legendary so that we can get 2 buffs and I can run this one instead of like Fire Chicken. These boards look sick as hell though. Oh man, those look so cool. And then all of these, if we can only pick one, that's gonna be tough. I don't know who to pick. That's so cool. Oh, this is much better. Here we go. This is much better. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's the chicken. The angry chicken. Yo, is this Alakir Island? White chicken, black chicken? And then the golden chicken? Alakir Island? I think that's what that's a homage to. I could be wrong. Cows, penguins, rats. And then cats. Dinosaur. Oh, the dinosaurs are adorable. These look so sick. These look so sick, man. Oh, man. This one looks really adorable. I like the way this one looks. But the RGB is interesting, too. I like the little snow hat. But then, with such an expansive and complex game, there will be nuances and differences between players in each region. Well, that's just at a cultural and fundamental level. You know, things that Korean players do, NA players don't do, and vice versa, you know? It's interesting. This is just the start of adventure. Our teams at Amazon and Smilegate will continue to listen. This is definitely like... This is definitely a step in a good direction. In a very good direction. To say that, you know, hey, we fucked up, we're sorry. Let's give you all a bunch of gifts. It's chilling. You know, we're going to reevaluate and kind of change our plan of attack and then move forward with that. I think that that's really, really good. Definitely, like, my take on this, especially, like I said, I've played Russia. I got all my stuff, you know, with the starter events, welcome events, whatever. It made me get into tier 3 much faster, much easier. So I've experienced a lot of those things. And that's why I want people to experience tier 3, you know, Legion raids. And so when I see people saying like, oh, you know, it's so confusing to see like why, you know, people getting upset at going in Argos, you know, after watching so many videos of people giving their sides of the story, it makes sense. It makes sense, you know. But I just hope that, and I've told this to a bunch of my boys, before you quit the game, even if you take a break and then you come back at a different time, before you fully uninstall, give Legion raids one shot. And that's all I ask of them. And that's what I'm hoping a lot of people do here. Before they completely uninstall and never play this game again, I really hope that they give the Legion raid one chance. One chance. And then after that, if they quit and say, this isn't the game for me, I don't like it, it's too blah, 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 hey, that's all I ask for. But this right here is what I've seen on, like, the Korean, like, streams, right? I don't even understand them, but I just be watching Korean streamers, man. This is what I see, just the positivity, the, you know, people voicing their opinions, but then the company listening is just, it's awesome. I don't know, dude. Like I said, I wasn't finna cry. It was just a little humid in the room or something, but man, this is definitely a good step in the right direction. You know, once we get to that Legion raid, then we can talk again. But for right now, this is a fantastic step in the right direction. I've said that so many times. I'm really happy with these rewards. And we'll just see from there. I mean, I feel like I've given my thoughts about all of this. Fuck the bots. This is a really sick picture. But, you know, once you get into Argos and you try it, you're going to think, like, damn, this is really fun. But please, we're looking at Legion raids. Just y'all wait. And if y'all need a guide, y'all need a tutor, a senpai, hey, this guy right here. I'll take each and every one of y'all, help y'all learn these raids, and we'll get these done, and we're going to progress through these Legion raids together, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it. So, this was the update. I'm really happy with it. It's interesting to see that, you know, they're very quickly saying that they made mistakes. That's really cool. But it's even cooler that, you know, they own up to it, and then they say, hey, we're not just going to own up to it and leave you hanging. We're going to give you all a little something. So, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.